Hello, everyone, and welcome. We appreciate you being here tonight. We know that your time is very valuable, and I really believe that you're going to discover something that is very unique and something very, very valuable at this time in our lives. My name is Michelle Kowalczyk. I'm coming to you from Dauphin, Manitoba in Canada, and we have a guest speaker tonight, Michael DiMuccio. He's coming from Toronto, my hometown, actually. Michael is a graduate of aerospace engineering, a musician, an author, an entrepreneur. Michael discovered the power of Nikken over 29 years ago, and he rose to the top as a Royal Diamond very, very quickly. He's a member of the President's Club and Team Kaizen for 2018, 19, and 2021. His greatest pride and joy are his 3 children. So Michael, we would love to tap into your knowledge, your expertise, and why Nikken.
Well, thank you, Michelle, and welcome everyone. It is a pleasure. It's always a pleasure to share my insights, maybe in my viewpoint on the Nikken opportunity, because it's an opportunity that's been transformative in my life and the lives of the people I care about. I started when I was 27, turning 28, which was a long time ago, 29 years now. And I was at a time in my life where I was in desperate need of change. I was not living the life that I had hoped for myself. As a graduate of aerospace engineering from U of T, I ended up actually landing a recording contract. So I was in the music business for a short time, writing and producing and singing as an original artist. So I thought that's where I would make my mark in life. Unfortunately, as things were at the time, it was difficult in the music industry, difficult for the small record label I was a part of, and landed as an electrician working for a friend of mine who was also a musician playing bass. So there I was, going nowhere fast, working as an electrician, some 14 hours a day, 6 days a week, and really working hard. Although I was not really interested in that line of work or as that as a career, I all my life expected to do much greater things and have the freedom and the lifestyle that one would associate with a successful performer and artist. So you can imagine how that was just not at all. It looked like it wasn't in the cards for me. So when I discovered Nikken, it came at a very opportune time because I had sustained an injury as an electrician. We were rear-ended in a van. And I was undergoing all types of treatment, from physiotherapy to chiropractic care to massage therapy. And the results of all of that was very little. I was suffering every day, and I mean every day, morning, afternoon, evening. I couldn't do the simplest of things without having a discomfort in my back, sometimes to the point where I just couldn't do anything except lie down. So at that ripe old age of 26 at the time, and then through to about my 27, 28-year-old, I was really suffering and really in a very dark and deep place in my life. So when Nikken landed on my doorstep, I wasn't skeptical. I was optimistic because what I had seen was that this was a reputable company in Japan breaking new ground and new technology and making a huge impact wherever they went. Not only were they transforming lives with their products, but they were transforming lives with their business opportunity. And I wasn't, too prominent in my life to turn down the opportunity to look at this, at least to look at it. And what I discovered within 48 hours was enough to make a decision, and a decision of a lifetime. So green behind the ears and really not knowing much about business and certainly nothing about marketing, and a young artist at heart, I took it upon myself to do the best that I knew how to do. That engineering experience sort of kicked in because my thinking logically kicked in, and in a very short time I was able to build something that was not only financially strong but surpassed anything that I'd expected. And even though then I was only looking at Nikken as a vehicle to springboard into my music career, I had no idea I'd fall in love with what I fell in love with. And the net effect of that was a career that's now 29 years in the making. Never looked back. It's been nothing but exciting and liberating in so many ways. So I'm thrilled and happy to be here to share my story and to share a perspective on Nikken as to why I think this is the time for maybe more people we're living in the most incredible time, I think, in certainly the recent past, and maybe in decades, perhaps even centuries. As I look at this image of this woman here, it reminds me of me at a time in my life. And if you forgive me, I'm just going to change my screen so I can see some faces, so I know who I'm talking with. And our motto in Nikken, which I first learned about the very first night I was introduced to Nikken, because it was the label on a video that was handed to me to watch called Humans Being More. I thought, what a strange grouping of words, because it wasn't a complete sentence. But I've come to understand and learn and discover, and it's the centerpiece of everything we are and everything we do. It's the reason we do what we do. Because at the end of the day, what is life really all about? It's about people seeking to express themselves in greater ways, in ways that create health, abundance, and happiness. When you look at this woman, you know that, oh, she's singing her heart out. And, within every one of us, I believe there is a song. And for many of us, and for certainly me at the time I was discovering Nikken, it was a song unsung. It was in there, but it wasn't coming out right. And so I think in these times more than ever, where the stress levels are so high, people are really looking back and reflecting on their lives, and maybe thinking and rethinking, what could they have done different? Maybe there's that song that's still unsung. So if that's you, there's something in you that still needs to come out, to be expressed in a way that leads to a happier, healthier condition in life, then I think we may have something for you. I believe the Dalai Lama put it so wisely in the concept of the cause, the idea of people seeking a cause and a sense of purpose. And it's so true, because this has been my experience all around the world. I found people are the same. No matter what part of the world we come from, we're all basically the same human beings. We all seek happiness and try to avoid suffering. We have the same basic human needs and concerns. All of us human beings want freedom and the right to determine our own destiny as individuals and peoples. That's human nature. And I'm sure you can relate to that, as most human beings can relate to that. So if we're looking for the idea of experiencing greater joy, greater happiness, then perhaps looking at life in a new and innovative way might be the way to go to start with. And this was my first introduction to Nikken, was this concept that was born in 1975 by Nikken as a new definition, redefining my purpose and my concept of success, where it wasn't just simply a material experience. It's the idea of a pursuit of balance in the 5 key areas of our life, or what we call the 5 pillars of wellness, namely a healthy body, a healthy mind, a healthy family, a healthy society, and healthy finances. Now, these are all intermingled. If you were to strip away one of these areas of your life, you would find it would compromise pretty much every other area of your life. For instance, we can't really function all that well in a society that may be war-torn or really devastated by some, just consider the situation right now. We're all dealing with the pandemic globally, and that has affected not only society, but how has that affected income and finances? How has that affected stress physically and mentally? How has that taxed our families, our family health? So they're all connected. And central to this theme is our sense of purpose, the idea of experiencing health and prosperity in each of these 5 areas. So ask yourself this question as you're watching this. Is there one or more areas in your life that could use some improvement, that could, that voice inside that's saying, boy, I wish this could be more? If there's a need out there, if there's a real genuine desire for an improvement in any one of these areas or more, then I believe we have a vehicle, and I'm certainly the beneficiary, as are thousands of people around the world, of having benefited from the pursuit of balance through these 5 pillars of wellness with this company called Nikken. Now, let's think about how we end up where we end up anyway. This concept is universal. The idea that small choices over consistency of time produces the results in our life. This compound effect. So if we're experiencing great things in life, it didn't happen overnight. It was compounding. It was working toward that because of some consistency in terms of our choices and behaviors, which ultimately become our habits. And it works the same way in both ways, both directions. Whether you're experiencing areas of fatigue in your health, areas of income dissatisfaction or work dissatisfaction or relationships, etc., it's a compounding effect. Again, it's not something that happened overnight. So if we understand this principle, then we can start leveraging this principle and making it work in our favor. It's just simply making small changes, very small calculated choices that with consistency of time can lead to radical changes. Now that 27 months that you see on the screen, that's what it took for me to make my first million, believe it or not, from being an electrician to being a $1 million earner. So 27 months is very real to me, and yet this is a statistical phenomenon. So we just got to figure out what are those choices. We have some company. We have to figure out what are those choices that with some consistency will bring us the results that we want, where our income is concerned, health, our relationships, our health and well-being, etc. Now, if we're looking at that in terms of an opportunity, well, the easiest way to measure the value of an opportunity is just to take a look at what's going on in the world. They say that, business is all about timing, being at the right place at the right time, recognizing that you're at the right place at the right time, and then taking advantage of the opportunities of being at the right place at the right time. Well, what's on people's mind? What's trending right now that really speaks to our Nikken products, the purpose of Nikken, and the people that we ultimately attract? There's a focus right now on health, and part of that focus centers around sleep. The idea that sleep is a huge marketplace, and where there's insufficiencies in sleep is a direct result of the stress levels that we're having, and perhaps also because if you consider technology and the advancement in technology in all areas of your life, how advanced is your sleep technology? Probably hasn't changed very much in decades. And so Nikken is central to this conversation because one of our key products is a sleep technology that can change and affect people's circadian health. Aging is becoming something kind of popular and cool, actually. At one point in time, you thought, I thought, I was looking at the sports the other day. We were watching the Toronto Maple Leafs play. Remember that team? And I was thinking some of the older players, there was one guy who was 41 years old on that team, and apparently he's the oldest guy scoring a goal. And I thought, 41 doesn't seem that old. How old is 41 in hockey language? And I found out as we looked and checked in Google search and found out, wow, 41 is actually the oldest. I thought, wait, what about Frank Mahovlich? And what about all the, and it was like, well, that was because I was a kid. A kid, to me, a 35-year-old was old. Well, it's not like that anymore. What we're finding is this powerful audience of people is very much more active, very much more engaged, much more vibrant, and they're a powerful demographic in the marketing arena. In fact, they're also very, very active on the internet in the online world that we're living in. So that's a trend we want to be part of or be respectful or mindful of. Here's another one. Japanese wellness. Again, very central to Nikken's theme being its origins. We consider, what is Japanese wellness? Well, it's a marriage of revered traditions with innovative technologies. It's the marriage of the ancient traditions and wisdoms combining with innovation and technology that has allowed Japan to absolutely become the most healthy nation on earth. In fact, they spend per capita 1/3 what we do in the area of health, and yet they outrank everybody in the world for health. Take a look at this fact. In Japan, in 1965, there were 153 centenarians, people living 100 years or more. And in 2017, that grew to 67,824 centenarians in Japan. That's incredible. And that's got people's attention. So the world's now watching and want to follow, well, what are these people doing? How do they maintain health and well-being? Again, central to the Nikken theme, because that's the origins of our technology. Mental wellness is also becoming a very, very important issue, especially now. This has become an incredible stress factor. And so people are looking for new ecosystems, ways to support better mental health. We're hearing burnout, anxiety, stress, and loneliness, especially with people being locked away and locked up and being able to and having to function within their homes is really adding to this incredible stress. So if you have solutions where any of these issues are concerned, your 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 timing couldn't be better. Additionally, there's a movement now in the actual area of wellness around energy medicine. People are recognizing, medical professionals, doctors are recognizing the potential of things like magnetics, light, energy, sound interventions to help the body heal itself. We also have wellness sabbaticals, people looking for ways to balance their work life and their health. And so solutions where that's concerned become very important. The science of your technology, given there's so much commercialism out there and people being promoted and marketed to on a daily basis, people are looking for a little bit more reassurance that this thing that you're offering is real. So they're looking for science to back it up. So if you've got things that separate the wheat from the chaff in terms of the wellness industry, then you're going to stand out. Again, another key point for Nikken in meeting those trends. Another interesting fact, growing searches online, strong way of looking to identify whether you're at the right place at the right time. Check this out. Growing searches online, direct selling, business from home, gig economy, online marketplace, digital marketing, social media, and what we're doing right here, Zoom meetings. These are all things that are demonstrating trends that if you can be part of or meet those trends, you have something viable, something that people are very interested in globally. So Nikken in 1975 began its journey of wellness by looking at what makes people well, what makes the body healthy. And it's not weirdness or the sap of a particular tree in the Amazon jungle. It's common sense. Things like clean air, clean, fresh air. You know, how many times are we being told right now, if you're locked up, get outside, go for a walk, get some fresh air. It's critical to your health. Turns out that our homes are pretty toxic in terms of our air, 5 to 10 times worse the air quality than in our homes than outside. So is there something we can do about that? Water, the essential element to all life. We can't even think about traveling to another planet or habitating another planet unless it has water. That's the primary search. So water is absolutely essential theme of life. And so clean, fresh, healthy water is what sustains health and well-being in life. In addition to that, we have sleep, as I mentioned. We do it about a third of our life. There's a reason why our body must have sleep. And if it's not quality sleep that we're getting, then we may be putting the time in, but we're not getting what we're supposed to get out of it. And that affects, it's the number one cause that affects health and longevity over any other thing, including exercise and nutrition, believe it or not. So it's a big issue. And especially now where people are having a hard time sleeping because of the stresses. And then of course, nutrition, things like what we feed our skin, what we nourish our body with, whole food, organic. This is the theme around Nikken, the concept of the Nikken Wellness Home. It creates an experience and an environment that allows us to experience well-being. Our bodies thrive in this environment, kind of like a greenhouse. A greenhouse, the idea of a greenhouse is to provide the right climatic conditions for your plants to thrive. That's what the Nikken Wellness Home is committed to. It's a pathway to achieving active wellness where we can actually participate in our well-being. These are the choices that we make on a daily basis that can affect our health and longevity long-term. And once we establish our own Nikken Wellness Home, well, we're encouraged to share that information with others. And in doing so, we build this worldwide global movement, or the Nikken Global Wellness Community. Well, Nikken's technology is really science that replicates nature. They've taken what they've learned over the years and they're providing science-based products and technologies that help make sustainable changes that improve our lives. So for instance, in our category of nutrition and skincare, Nikken has an assortment of products that are organic, natural, USDA grade, whole. I mean, you couldn't put anything better in your body because there's actually whole food there. And there's an array of products in that category that you can learn more about. The environment, of course, things that are most common to us is water and air that we've been talking about. And an example of that, this little sport bottle that you see on this image, here's a perfect solution to a major crisis. Our planet needs us to become more responsible. So what if we could reduce the footprint of plastics? What if we could do that in a very cost-effective way, so much so that we could actually produce healthy alkaline mineral water for less than what you would have to pay if you were purchasing it at the store? And the fact that it's healthy alkaline mineral water, meaning you're drinking healthy water, converting simply as simple as potable tap water into this for under 10 cents a liter. That's incredible. That is a solution that should be shouted from the rooftops. You could build a multinational, multi-billion-dollar company, as water companies have done, just by promoting the Nikken sports bottle. That's just one example. Our rest and relaxation we've talking about, because it's so central to our health, Nikken has a technology line that incorporates the things that we find in nature, things like the energy from the sun, things like the energy from the air in terms of ions, and things like the energy of the earth itself. We live on a giant magnet, so magnetics is a huge is a component of health, and where we see people suffering is when there's deficiencies in these areas. And there's been such research done in Japan about this. That's why it's such an important part of our technology. So you can learn more about the Nikken products and the other products that we have by just discovering our catalog. We have an online catalog, and you'll learn that there's quite a few products in the Nikken catalog, something for everyone. There's always a way to get started. You know, our Nikken Wellness Home has a beginning and no end, we like to say. Living active wellness is about choosing active wellness, and begins with something as simple as, for instance, our water pack. Here is a way that Nikken is allowing people to discover the benefits of water quickly and in a wide variety of ways, from our sport bottle for on the go, to our home unit, which is the waterfall there in the center, to our shower unit. Believe it or not, you're showering in water that's contaminated. Your skin is a membrane that absorbs across that membrane. So we want to make sure that if we're going to take the time to drink healthy water, that we're not going to bathe in unhealthy water. So this is a great solution to help people begin the journey of wellness around a very important technology and a solution being healthy water. We also have the energy pack and the sleep pack. All these packs are available at a discount of 10%, whether you're a consumer or whether you're a consultant. And there's a free shipping offer if you take advantage of that. So again, Nikken is looking to help people make the decision to get started. So start somewhere where it makes sense for you. The person who invited you to this call or to this presentation online can help you make a decision that fits best for you. You might have a condition or a need like I had. I had a real serious issue with my back, and it was one item that's on this screen right in the center of the energy pack that changed everything. And that change not only affected me, it affected my father, who experienced the same benefits within 48 hours, changed our lives. Well, it went from something that happened to me to something I couldn't help but share with other people. And now, 29 years later, here I am with an international business talking to you tonight. Now, these packs, we like to say one is good, two is better, and all three is ideal or best. But either way you get started, one of the things that this helps us achieve is our goal of helping somebody get started is called a power start. There's benefits to the power start. There's some recognition, and there's even some perks from Nikken. You receive $100 of Nikken dollars that you can then use toward your next Nikken purchase. So this is a way for us to help people get started in living active wellness. Coming back to our philosophy of balance and the pursuit of balance in these 5 pillars, where, if I asked you, would the area of finances fall? You know, if I ask 100 people out in the street, I'm going to get pretty much 90%, if not more, of them telling me that their number one source of stress of these 5 areas is finances. And it's not inconceivable to understand why. So with the Nikken wellness economy, what we have is a way to help people buffer that or replace their concerns altogether. It's a simple concept. We embrace active wellness and we share active wellness to prosper. It's a proven process for creating change. So let me just walk you through this. First of all, we enroll at Nikken. You can join as a customer. It's free. You register, or when you're making your initial purchase, you'll be invited to participate in purchasing online, and that will establish you as a Nikken customer. But if you're looking at this as a business opportunity, for as little as $19.99, you can have a Nikken Wellness account where you can now prosper. You can now profit in the sharing of this. So that's what we do. We share and promote Nikken, the products, the business opportunity, and our wonderful cause of humans being more. We invite people to enjoy any part of Nikken that suits them. Some people are just happy to be a customer. Some people want both. Nikken then does the hard stuff. They do all the tough things that businesses are needing to do: inventory products, research and development, warehousing, operations, logistics. Nikken handles all of the logistics, and then that leaves the easy stuff for us. I mean, think about that. The most difficult thing for business ownership today is the logistics of business ownership. And right now, if you're suffering from the restrictions your business is suffering, you may still have expenses to carry forward, but you don't have the access to the public or the revenue that you're used to compensate and make that business viable. In Nikken, we don't have overhead. I'm operating right here from my desk in my home office, as I do every day, around the world. That's a business worth looking into, don't you think? Especially if you're looking for a financial solution in this era where we have to really consider how we're going to operate. And then the last part of it, the most fun, is what Nikken does. They send our commissions, our bonuses, our incentives, our recognition. They do all of that for us. They reward us in proportion to how we are making a difference. Now, traditional business, it would just end with that conversation right there. You can make a sale, you make a profit, but it doesn't end with Nikken. Nikken has more to offer than just a traditional business. Collaborative entrepreneurship is an advantage unlike any other. Most businesses, especially small businesses, you're out there on your own, trying to figure it out on your own, making it or breaking it on your own. And 80% of all failures in business are due not to the lack of resources, it's to the lack of knowledge and ability. Well, what if you could buffer that? What if you had expertise at your disposal, willing to support and work with you and partner with you? Nikken is a business that can integrate into your life because we weave the business into the cracks of our life. Literally, if you're working from home, your phone is your business, your laptop is your business. I most of the time I'm in my pajamas. You just see me with a nice shirt on. So that's a wonderful way to live. You know, I'm steps away from the office or the coffee pot or from my bedroom. So it's a business that can easily integrate into anyone's life. Again, the low cost of entry for $19.99. You have a business. Not only do you have a business, but it's a turnkey business, complete with a website, complete with a back office, complete with all of Nikken's infrastructure to support you logistically operating in, are you ready for this? 20 plus countries. You could literally have an international business running from your home wearing pajamas. That's a nice thought. Just let me leave you with that. But if you're still looking for more, I think the thing that really hooked me, because I was ready to, run around the world and sing on stages and prance around and be this star, but it would have been a lonely environment, I'm pretty sure. Most of the people who make it big in life are usually pretty much alone. One of the things that really attracted me to Nikken is that I've never been alone unless I decided to be. I'm surrounded by the most amazing people who are giving of themselves and sharing their knowledge. We have a leadership development program that can take somebody who's never been in business before for themselves, take them all the way from zero to hero in a process of development. And it's learn as you go. It's at your speed, at your pace. I know this all sounds impossible, but it's the reality. And that's why it's so amazing. The hardest part for us is to compel you to realize that this is real and for you to step into it and start to discover for yourself just how real it is. It's the perfect gig. We're not just trading time for money. It's a gig built on purpose, and a purposeful life is what everybody wants. But there's more. Again, in the traditional business, you trade time for money. So not only do we get purpose out of this, but we also have the ability to leverage and scale our business to a point where we could be earning an income independent of our time. Amazon example. How did Amazon become Amazon? Well, they found a way to connect more people and provide a platform for people to become entrepreneurial. You can sell products on Amazon, and that allowed them, so to speak, to be a franchise that creates logistics for anybody who wants to be an entrepreneur, who wants to sell something. And they become such a dominant force in the retail environment. But you still have to figure out what you're going to sell and how you're going to market it and so forth. It's not turnkey exactly, but just think about the effect for Amazon. Huge. Uber. How did Uber become the biggest mover in the transportation industry in terms of the taxi companies? Well, they just simply found a way to provide people with a turnkey business to start their own job. They basically turn their car into a revenue stream where they can work their own hours, leveraging Uber's platform. Brilliant. That's the age of big tech in the entrepreneurial environment. Well, Nikken is just like that. Nikken has provided us with a platform to connect people in 20 plus countries where we can operate and leverage Nikken's logistics to grow our organization. As you involve other people, unlike Uber, you can't hire other Uber drivers to work with you. But in Nikken, you can find other people to partner with you and grow a team. As you grow a team, you multiply the volume of business that your organization produces. You can get to a point where, like myself, you can have thousands of people operating in 20 countries completely independent of you and enjoy the benefits of the volume that's being generated by that organization, all of the logistics handled by Nikken and the Nikken platform. So if you were looking for a business opportunity that just boasted that, and then they told you for $19.99 you could have that opportunity, you'd probably laugh, because it just doesn't sound reasonable that somebody could have all of that going for them for such a low cost of entry. But that's the way it is. Thanks to digital technology, thanks to the e-commerce environment, thanks to the internet, thanks to innovation, it's now actually common for people to be able to expect to be able to build a business online, virtually anywhere. Well, Nikken gives you that, all of that, with its e-commerce suite for $19.99. So starting today, you could register and start generating an income by promoting what we have to talk about. Fantastic. Well, again, like I said, you may be new to business, but even if you're not, every business needs a business plan. And so rather than having you write up your own plan and guess your best guess as to what might work, we've got a streamlined plan that's just simple steps. Follow these steps and you'll not only earn rewards, bonuses, cash bonuses, prizes, trips, wonderful trips. You'll also get the recognition, and most importantly, you'll get the understanding that you need in order to grow the business that we're talking about. You know, someone who just starts today, as we mentioned, that power start, that could be your first objective this month. And then you turn that into the next objective, Club Ki, and then Club Ki Pro. When you're in that process, you're developing both a business that's retail focused and a business that has teammates joining you. And that combination is a powerful combination that'll take you all the way to the top and beyond. We also have an incentive plan or compensation plan where there's additional revenue streams. But there's certainly no shortfall in terms of what you can achieve in terms of your income goals. If you can dream it, we can show you how to achieve it. And as I said, we're not alone. When we join Nikken, we join a community. Whether you're a consumer or whether you're just you're joining as a business partner, you actually are joining a community. There's someone who's introduced this to you, which means they're involved. That means they're part of the Nikken family. They're connected to other members of the Nikken family. We refer to this often as the genealogy, if you think of a family tree. In any event, that family tree, that team, that community team is offering all kinds of support. We have regular scheduled events that we do online, like this one and others. We have meetings and tools, coaching programs, all these websites and webinars that are available to you, most of which are absolutely free of charge. If there is a charge, it's nominal, like $20 or something for some special program. Completely affordable, but we're talking about the best information there is available. How would you like to be learning firsthand from a person who's earned over $1 million with Nikken? Now, in the traditional world, for you to hire that kind of management skill or that consultant, you would be paying thousands of dollars for their time on an hourly basis. In Nikken, just by becoming a member of the community, you're embraced as a member of the family, and you'll receive that support more than you probably want, because it's voluntary. We love doing what we love doing, and those of us who've been at this as long as I have, this is the most fun we have. It's when we're with people, teaching them what we learn or what we've learned. So what an incredible experience to be part of this family, whether you're brand spanking new, and you'll hear from others as well, how they've experienced the benefits of being involved in this community in all parts of the world. So how do you get involved? Well, again, you have a choice here. Whichever option is the one that works best for you. Our vision, our goal is every home a wellness home, and we'd like to see at least 10 million of those happen in the next 5 years, or by the year 2025 is for our vision. So as a customer, as I mentioned, register, or it's free, or just purchase a product that automatically registers you as a Nikken product or a customer from the person who introduced you. As a consultant, the fee is $19.99, and now you're able to participate in the compensation plan, which, quite frankly, that could be a big ticket item for you. It certainly was for me and my family. Now, an influencer, it's really a consultant who has a plan. So consider that. If you're somebody who wants to really make a difference in the lives of other people, we can help you put the plan together that's right for you and start working toward those incentives that was mentioned earlier. At the end of the day, it all falls on you. We're already here. We're already big. We're already successful. And we're just going to continue to be bigger and more successful because what we have to offer matters. It's completely relevant. It was relevant 45 years ago, and it's even more relevant today, with or without any of us. The question is, will it be with you? Do you still have a song to sing? And if you do, ask the person who introduced this to you how to get started. Get you started right away. Start as a customer. Move on from there. Become an influencer. We'll help you. We'll help you make the decisions that are right for you and the choices that are right for you so that you can start living the life that we're talking about. So I want to just maybe turn it back to our hosts and they can pick it up from there.